Lyndon Arthur is back, ready to stake a claim for a shot at world glory when he takes on Argentina's Walter Gabriel Shechiera. Part of a huge night of action on Saturday, September the 17th. It's live and free on Channel 5.
This is Harry Judd for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. We're in the gym with the one and only Maxi Hughes. When you look at Maxi, you think, how does this man prepare for fight week? Is it a few sparring sessions, a few bits of pads? Is it a massive circuit? It's a spot of gardening. I saw Maxi.
Yeah, that's where I'm peaceful. I'm at peace. That's my what's the word? Forgot what sort of meditation word I'm looking for. It's not coming.
It's therapeutic. Is that what it is for you?
That's where I'm most. The words aren't coming to me, but I'm at peace.
Yeah.
I can relax my mind, empty my mind, and just really find that relaxation in my gardening. Plus, I've just bought myself a treat. My wife got some brand new designer shoes. I got a dual cordless trimmer. So our in the zone today.
Such a man's man. It's only a week out now until the Kid Galahad fight. You have been selling tickets. I think it was the last call out you put out maybe yesterday, the day before. Can you give us an insight on how many tickets you've sold for this fight?
What have I done? I've not done my usual. My last couple of fights I've been getting and following and doing over 500 tickets, but for this one it'll be about thereabouts 200, just over 200 tickets. It was a short notice announcement for the fight, and as well, it's been a hard sell with it being Kid Galahad, and obviously now the last couple of days we've had the main fight, Lee Wood, Mauricio Lara, that's fell through. So that said, I've had a couple come back with that. No true Maxi Hughes fans. They were, just pure boxing fans. So a few have come back because of that. I suppose they wanted a full night's boxing, and I think that fight was tasty, wasn't it? So, people, few people have wanted refunds like.
In a sense, though, it's a massive fight. It's a massive headliner in Nottingham. Just take me through. Were you surprised that Kid Galahad went up to fight you?
To be honest, other than him fighting Josh, I've not really, sort of followed his career. Or I've obviously seen him about, and I follow all the boxing news channels. So, I see the results of when he's fought. But in terms of sort of his mindset and was it expected for him to move up? I really didn't know. But I suppose for myself, it was a bit of a surprise that he would come knocking at my door. But it sort of came out of nowhere, the fight, and then because when it first got mentioned by I think his side, we was in talks. It was before the Ryan Garcia, his last fight, the 16th of July, when he ended up fighting what's his name, Fortuna. Yeah. So we was in talks for that. So it sort of came out of nowhere, the Galahad. And then the Garcia fell through, and then we're like, all right, well maybe the fight's going to happen with Galahad, and then Garcia were back in picture, and then Garcia was out, maybe Galahad again, Linares was in the picture, and then it got to a point where I'd had a chat with Eddie, and it could have been Linares, but later in year he says, what do you want to do? He says, we could wait for Linares later in year. He says, or do you want to fight sooner? I says, I want to fight sooner. I'm not waiting. I need to be out. I need to fight. So let's get Kid Galahad in September. I will have that fight.
You do respect Kid Galahad as a fighter, but I guess not so much as a person. There's a rivalry there, isn't there, Maxi?
I've not really crossed paths with him. The bit that obviously annoyed me, as it annoys everyone, is he got tested positive for steroids, which is it's not good, is it, in the sport of boxing when it's dangerous enough anyway. But yeah, he's obviously got a big rivalry with Josh, and obviously I'm good pals with Josh, so I've sort of I wouldn't say took that rivalry and carried it on. I'm just for me, I don't try and think about personal, in terms of the boxing side. To me now, obviously, it's my full-time job. It's just the way my mindset is. It's just another fight. It's another fight. It's another person standing in the way of me moving on to get another payday for me and my family. Because that's why, that's what I'm in it for now. Is not to be all personal and get really angry and get really into stuff. It's just a job. It's my job. He's the man who is my job. He's my focus. So just a job.
He's former champion. It's a big step up, isn't it, Maxi?
Yeah, everyone's telling me that. Again, I'm underdog. Love it. Love being underdog. And yeah, he's a former IBF world champion and not a champion of 4 or 5 years ago. He was a champion in his last fight. So yeah, he's a high caliber opponent. And one, obviously that him being who he is and what he's achieved gets me really up for this fight.
It's a Yorkshire rivalry. It's a Yorkshire derby.
South
Come on,
York-
that's
South
it.
Yorkshire.
Your South Yorkshire derby,
Yeah,
isn't it, Maxi? That's what it is.
Yeah, both of us from 2 South Yorkshire lads fighting in Nottingham. Yeah, but it'd have been better off, especially now with main fight being off. It'd have been better off at Sheffield Arena, but yeah, it's. But again, I'm not seeing it as that. Like yourself, everybody's seeing it as that. I don't really care. Yeah. It's just a job. It's just a job that I've got to take care of next Saturday.
You say it's just a job. I recently saw an article, a quote from one of Kid Galahad's team saying that Kid Galahad is Premier League, whereas Maxi's Championship. Just to get your thoughts on that one.
No thought. Obviously, I know Premier League sides. I couldn't even tell you who's in Championship. Yeah, I couldn't tell you who's in Championship, who I kind of liken myself to. But yeah, whatever. That's great. Yeah.
So obviously Sean and Josh, the team, know Kid Galahad. You must have full faith in your team for this fight.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's just not just them I'm relying on. I've got full faith in my own ability and where I'm at in my career, and yeah, obviously Sean and Josh's experience with Ingall and Barry, that all helps. They've experienced it. They know what it's like. So yeah, it's all just little added bits to throw into preparation.
Are you too big, too powerful in this fight? How do you see this one going? Does it go the full distance in your eyes?
I really don't know, and I'm not one as all through my career. I'm not one for making bold predictions. Yeah. All I can predict is a Maxi Hughes win. However it comes, that's all. We prepare for many outcomes. We're a full. Where I am again with my experience, just prepare for all eventualities and just making sure I get the win again. Can't stress enough. It's just important that I get the win, and that's what I'm going to go and do next week.
You mentioned Ryan Garcia. You wanted that in October. Obviously, it didn't happen. Can you tell us a little bit more about those DMs that happened a few months ago?
Yeah, it's a bit of a mutual respect between us. It first came about after my last fight, Eddie went on Rampage calling him out.
On the Yorkshire train, or was it the Maxi Hughes train?
The Maxi Hughes train, yeah. So Eddie went on Rampage trying to gathered loads of momentum and it reached Garcia because I started calling him out and tagging him on socials, and he'd seen him. I know he'd seen him because he was liking my comments. So I thought he's watching, he's watching, and then out of blue, he just messaged me saying, let's sort of get this going. And we then, I think if it was up to me and Ryan, the fight would have happened. But obviously, we'd arranged it, and then we put it in the hands of our team, and unfortunately, twice it's happened where it's broke down between them and it's not been able to materialise. But yeah, it's we're sort of. It's friendly. It's not, I'm going to fight you. Tell your manager to get in touch with my manager. We're going to fight. It's very respectful, and he sort of ends the messages with, hope you have a great day and stuff like that. So it's respectful. As boxing is, we're all the same sort of people, down to earth, working class people. So you never know. Hopefully, in future, third time lucky, we might get there.
Eddie did say a Yorkshire outside event in the summer. Yeah, that Garcia fight, that would be massive, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Obviously, train's gone. We've missed that boat this year, but
Again,
fingers
still
crossed
hopeful for next year, yeah?
Yeah, take care of Barry next Saturday. But thing is, I want to fight. I want 3 fights this year. Obviously, with the Garcia malarkey falling off, so I'm probably only going to get one. This fight this year. But yeah, I want to be busy next year. I want to one in early in year, then a summer one. Get the Garcia one in summer, then one back in the year. But we'll see. I'll just, I'm obviously not looking past next Saturday. Let's get a job done next Saturday, and then I can be pecking Eddie. I'll be DMing Eddie and ringing him and saying, "Come on, let's get something sorted."
Would you travel over there, overseas, to fight him?
Absolutely, yeah. That is a goal and something I want to do. Yeah, is to box over there. I've only ever boxed. Obviously, I boxed in and around UK. Boxed in Belfast, which was a lovely experience, and boxed in Dubai in the heat of COVID as well. So while all lockdown and stuff, I got to box in Dubai. I had a week there, so that was nice. But obviously, the next bucket list is to be in US.
In terms of now, we are getting to into fight week. We're nearly into fight week. Just tell me a little bit now how training sort of wears down. Where are we at the moment? What sort of happens at this point? And how do you? I know we mentioned the gardening, but in terms of now until fight night, how do you prepare for that?
It's relatively a short camp in terms of announcement, but I've been training hard. I have a bit of a rest after a fight, which was obviously my last one with March. I went on holiday with my wife and kids, and I'm back in gym, practicing, learning, just been all around dedicated, trying to improve myself. So we've had a good training. No, I don't want to say training camp because I don't have training camps. I just train. So in terms of now, we've just done a session tonight. Not as many rounds on the pads. Back in again Sunday, and we'll just take it. Then we'll obviously drop onto lighter sessions, shorter, sharper sessions next week, and just keeping my mind sharp more than out, keeping that focus. I'm just enjoying it. I'll be down in the fight hotel from Wednesday, and just again, I love that fight week from when I get down to the hotel. Being around it all, the build up. So just about soaking it in and enjoying it, and I'm as ready as I can be from this point on. So it's just about keeping sharp, keeping right upstairs, and just enjoying it.
This is a great gym. Got the boys sparring in the next room there. Just tell me, obviously got a big stable here. Josh Warrington, a long time out after obviously the Kiko Martinez fight. Just tell me, back in camp or back in training now. Just tell me how he is, how he's getting on with things.
He's good, as again, like myself, Josh wanted the summer fight, the big summer fight. Obviously, the injury he got from Kiko, it had to force him to be out to back in the year. But he's, I suppose, without thinking about it, he's got to spend more time with his wife and kids, which, again, like myself, is what he does it for. Obviously, his girl's the same age as my eldest daughter, and they've started school. So I know he's obviously spent loads of time with them. He went on holiday other week with them before they started school. He's back now. He says, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on holiday, take the missus and kids on holiday, and when I get back, obviously he's been training. He's mad for training, so he's been training, but now he's had that little rest on holiday. And now he's going to start building up to his return, which has obviously not been confirmed yet. His opponent's confirmed, is in his mandatory in Lopez, but date and venue yet to be confirmed. But he's just going to be prepared. So I'm looking forward to seeing him back. And obviously I get my fight out way next week. I get a little rest, but I'll be back in to support him and help him train.
Want to get your opinion on some other things within boxing. It's only 3 weeks now until Benn and Eubank. Just to give me your initial thoughts and prediction on that one, mate.
I'm going to, obviously, most people are saying Conor's too small, but I'm going to back Conor, mate. With just how we, obviously, I know it's all a show, this stuff with Eubank, with the chicken, the messing about, and well, if he's not conducting himself properly behind closed doors, then he's a fool, because I know, we all know Conor is, and I just fancy him for it. I don't think the weight's as much of a gulf. He's doing what Barry's doing to me.
Yeah.
He's coming up 2 divisions, but yeah, Barry's the favourite as the smaller man. So yeah, I'm backing Conor, mate, and I think he will shock Eubank. Yeah.
And then finally, going back to Ryan Garcia, there's talks between him and Gervonta Davis. Just to give your thoughts on that one, mate.
What if it was to happen?
Yeah, if that was to happen, I mean, there's always talks going on, but if that one is confirmed, how do you see that one going? It's a tough ask for Garcia at such a young age.
Yeah, how I think the fight would pan out is Garcia obviously is the naturally bigger man, taller man, and Tank, as we saw in his last fight, he likes to do a bit of that, working his opponent out, working it out, just letting a few shots go, not too many. And Garcia, I think, will start letting his hands go slowly, but start getting confident, and probably start being ahead on points. But then I think he'll get a bit too confident and letting a bit too many go. And the moment he makes that little mistake, boom, like Romero did, Tank will capitalise, and as we've seen, he's absolutely dynamite, isn't he? So I think maybe a 6 to 12 round stoppage for Tank.
Well, Maxi, thanks for talking to Boxing Social, mate. We will catch up soon next week, mate. Sup, man?
This September, bad blood will be settled.
This is more than personal.
The long-awaited trilogy.
There's real bad blood here.
Canelo versus Triple G. September 17th, live on DAZN pay-per-view. Visit DAZN.com.